I think that's pretty good, so that even if you're not working under the approved people, then you still get your PER. So I think that's a lot of flexibility given by ACCA, that no matter what you're doing, because you're working, you're going to get your PER and you can become an ACCA member. So I think we should make good use of it. And to just add on, even if you've enrolled today, okay, let's say you're enrolling in 2024 and you have worked before that under any finance team or under any CA or anything, that also can be counted as your PER. So I think there's a lot of flexibility given by ACCA, and we should be making the most out of it. Also mentioned that audit is a good field, and then there is taxation also. uh, if someone is doing a job in a non-finance kind of a field, can that also be included in PER? Because your job experience is also counted, it's not just an internship. So can you throw some light on that?
Yeah. Like I already mentioned that. To answer this question, what best can we do is that. So there is an ACCA PR toolkit available on the ACCA Global website. That is very easily available. You can download that as a free term. That PR toolkit basically describe all those performance objectives in depth. So if you're even working in a non-financial role or a non-audit role, you can align your job description with the description mentioned in that PR toolkit. If your job description or your work role matches with those statements mentioned in that PR toolkit, then you are good to go. Because at the end of the day, it is a 36 months of work experience or a 3 years of work experience. You don't wish to work in a line which is not approved by ACCA, because at the end of the day, then you have to work for another 3 years in order to get your PER membership done. So it is always better to, before starting your job, before starting your work, or to just check your job description, the language in your job description, your work role with the in the statement mentioned in the PR toolkit. If that matches, then you're good to go, and that would be counted towards your PER requirement.
Okay. Guys, we'll be taking questions after this question answer, so kind of be ready with your questions. So one last question. Who all can sign for PER in India? Like you mentioned, an Indian chartered accountant can, or an ACCA member can. Are there any more members like a CS, CMA, who all can sign?
Yes. Like I already mentioned that all IFAC qualified managers can sign your basically PER requirement. IFAC qualified line managers, like in India to be specific, there are only two bodies, which is CA India and the CMA India. So these are only two bodies which are registered with IFAC organization. And then third can be your ACCA member, or even many ACCA students, they work under a CPA too, CPA US. So CPA or AICPA, which is American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, they are also an IFAC qualified organization. So you can obviously get your PER requirement done under their leadership.
Okay. So let's say I'm doing a job and I was not reporting to a CA, but I was in a finance role. Is there a way out on how I can file my PER in that situation?
Yes. There is a way out. So there is a then a case like a PER remote supervisor can come into play. So ACC has this facility that okay, you can basically what you can do is that you can get a PER remote supervisors onboarded. So what are PER remote supervisors? So like I'm an ACCA member, I can register myself to be a PER remote supervisor. So what I can do is that if that person reaches out to me that okay, I'm working in an organization, it is a completely legit role. This role aligns with the PER policy of ACCA. But the only thing is that my manager is not an IFAC qualified line manager. The only thing is that. So what he or she can do is that they can contact me or an ACCA member who is a PER remote supervisor. Then they will basically establish a contact between me and their non-IFAC qualified line manager. We'll discuss all the works done by you. Is this whether counted towards your ACCA journey, ACCA PER membership journey or not? If I am convinced and he is convinced to or she is convinced to, then I can, on behalf of them, on behalf of their organization, I can sign off your PER. So that is a way in which you can get a person who is not in your organization, but you can establish a contact between that registered person who is known as a PER remote supervisor and your non-IFAC qualified line manager. If they both agree on your work profile, on your job which you did, then your experience can get counted towards, just like a normal what a IFAC qualified line manager would do.
I think that's pretty good, so that even if you're not working under the approved people, then you still get your PER. So I think that's a lot of flexibility given by ACCA, that no matter what you're doing, because you're working, you're going to get your PER and you can become an ACCA member. So I think we should make good use of it. And to just add on, even if you've enrolled today, okay, let's say you're enrolling in 2024 and you have worked before that under any finance team or under any CA or anything, that also can be counted as your PER. So I think there's a lot of flexibility given by ACCA, and we should be making the most out of it, filing our ACCA membership. Also, just to highlight, what are the benefits of being an ACCA member versus an
Okay,
ACCA
so
affiliate?
so the benefits are huge. Basically, obviously, the all the prestige and all these all those four golden letters be after your name. Those basically precedes your success, and obviously, you are being seen as a responsible individual. You are being seen as a finance and an audit expert. And because of ACCA being a globally recognized qualification, people see and people recognize you. Okay, you are an ACCA member. So just like I recently became an ACCA member in December. Uh, so obviously, I've seen the perspectives have been changed. Even the perspectives have been changed. I've been seen as a person who is responsible and who can be trusted with bigger assignments, who can be trusted with bigger roles and bigger job opportunities. And there are many more career opportunities, career avenues which opens for you once you become an ACCA member. So if I can just sum the benefits in one sentence. So between an ACCA affiliate and an ACCA member, the benefits are more than double. That is the case. So it is always great if you have become an ACCA affiliate to speeden up your process towards becoming an ACCA member, because there are many more opportunities, not only in job line. Even if you can start your startup, you can go abroad, you can start your further education in a foreign universities. There are many more opportunities which opens for you once you have gathered ACCA membership. So yeah, it is always good to have your ACCA membership in place and your name in that prestigious ACCA register member. So yeah, that's it.
Yes, I think it does definitely make a lot of difference, and it's especially prestige wise, because you can add ACCA with your name, so holds a lot of weightage. Guys, we're opening the forum now to questions. You can start asking your queries and your questions. So we have one question, which is KGS, I think, which is KPMG Global Services
Yes.
Consulting, ACCA approved employer?
Yes. So KGS is an ACCA approved employer in India, and they are registered with ACCA from some few years now. So yes, you can get those performance objectives exemption if you're working with that KGS division.
So, okay, just one question to add on. If I am working with an approved employer, I don't have to fulfill the objectives, but I have to select, right, what objectives I have, kind of fulfilled, or I just don't have to write that essay. What kind of,
Okay.
is not to
So
be done?
if you are working with an ACC approved employer, the biggest of the benefit is that you get relaxation from writing those 9 performance objectives. So then, how does the thing work? If you are working with an ACC approved employer, let's take an example. So EY GDS, which is ENY Ernst and Young Global Delivery Services Global Division, they are also an ACC approved employer. So if you are working with EY GDS, let's take an example. So you first of all, you get exemption from writing those 9 performance objectives. Then, secondly, there comes another requirement, which is basically a form. So that form can also be downloaded freely from the ACCA Global website. So that form basically is a form which you have to submit once you close your employment with that particular ACCA approved employer. So that form basically have all the details regarding what all performance objectives you select, and does your manager approve that okay you have worked in that performance objective or not. So this is a I think a 3 or 4 pager form. You can download that from freely from the ACCA Global website. So you have to fill that form once your employment is closed, and once you have left the organization, you have to fill that form up. You have to send that form to your reporting manager. Then he or she will fill that form too and give it a sign and a stamp of the organization. If that is done, then you have to basically scan that form. You have to send that PDF copy of the form or a digital version of that form to ACCA for your ACCA membership requirement. So that is the case if you are working with an ACCA approved employer.
Okay. I think you've covered the entire process quite in detail, so no one should have any queries. Okay. So someone's asking, भैया जैसे आप बिग फोर में हो एंड सम एसीसी एफिलिएट ऐसे भी होंगे जिन्हें जॉब भी नहीं मिल रही होगी एंड सम एसीसी एफिलिएट को जॉब 3 lakhs पर एनम के अराउंड मिलती होगी, देन आप में एंड एसीसी एफिलिएट में क्या डिफरेंस है?
ओके, सो डिफरेंसेस जैसे मैंने मोहित जैसे मैंने पहले भी बताए थे, द डिफरेंसेस आर लाइक सी, आई फर्स्ट आंसर द मेन थिंग व्हिच यू हाइलाइटेड इन योर क्वेश्चन इज दैट सो there can be few ACC affiliates who are not finding jobs or not founding good jobs. So see, इसका केस क्या है? At the end of the day, what you have to do is you have to prove your skills and expertise in an interview. I personally know many ACCA affiliates who are working in India only, with a package of more than 9 lakh, 10 lakh. I personally know. They are into investment banking industry. They are working with biggest of the names like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. They are working for more than 10, 12 lakhs. They are only ACCA affiliates. They are still working on their PR requirement to get their ACCA membership. Then I also personally know many of the ACCA affiliates who are working in minimum of the job profiles and mostly in packages like which you already mentioned. So and so it is a case. It is basically depend upon the case to case basis. You can't compare one ACCA affiliate with another, or you can't even compare an ACCA affiliate with an ACCA member, because at the end of the day, what ACCA membership gives you, it gives you the signing authority or the signing power. If you are working on the UK clients, if you are working on the UK tax engagements, or if you are working on the UK tax litigation engagements. For example, if you are working with KPMG KGS division, which is KPMG Global Division, they have a separate entity specifically focused on the UK market. If they are working with a UK client or a UK entity, UK division, so obviously you being seen as a person who is qualified to sign on those reports, to sign on those tax litigation reports, taxation requirements, tax filing reports, VAT reports, and other things also. So obviously an ACCA affiliate can't do that, and you are being given your monetary compensation, and you are being given your prestige and your respect based upon, okay, you hold this four golden letters and you hold the ACCA membership. So the last thing which you have asked, that what is the difference between an ACCA affiliate work profile and ACCA member work profile? Obviously, an ACCA member can start working in the similar work profile or in similar line like an ACCA member, because you have to scale up the ladder. So even if an ACCA affiliate start at the analyst level, an ACCA member can start at a consultant or an AM level, assistant manager level. So obviously, you would, as an ACCA member, you would have a bigger rank or a bigger leadership role, or a bigger managerial role, a bigger assignment, or even you can handle some of the individual assignments too. So these are few differences between ACCA affiliate and ACCA member. Hope that answers your question.
So our next question is, I'm currently working in EY GTS as an assurance associate, but I'm an audit program project management, which doesn't come under the core audit area. Also, I'm not working under any CA or ACCA. Will it count in my PER?
Okay, so the first thing which you mentioned is that, okay, this is not an audit role. So see, it doesn't have to be compulsorily an audit role. The audit is one of the areas in which you can gain your practical experience requirement, but it is not at all the mandatory requirement to do an audit role or to work in an audit role only. So also you can, like I already told, that you can obviously check your job description or your work role. If it is in line with the ACCA's PR toolkit, you can download that toolkit freely. It is freely available on ACCA Global website. You can just match your job description, your job role with that. If your job description matches with the PR toolkit summaries, you can obviously go ahead with that. Second thing which you have told, that your line manager is not a CA or an ACCA member. It is totally fine. Like I already told, there are two ways. One of the ways is that you can get a practical remote supervisor onboarded. So how you can do that? You can obviously email to the ACCA team, which is on the students@accaglobal.com. Student with an S, students@accaglobal.com. You can email your query to them, and you can ask that I wish to onboard an ACCA PER remote supervisor for my PER signing off, because my line manager is not an IFAC qualified line manager. First thing, you can do that. Second thing, which is specific to you, which I can answer that, because you are working with the EY GDS. So even if you're not working basically under a reporting manager who is a IFAC qualified line manager, you can obviously get in touch with the HR team. You can obviously get in touch with another manager through the HR team, and you can get that manager and that manager can basically establish a contact with your manager, and you can register that manager under your PER supervisor tool, and that manager can obviously supervise your role. So there can be one way, which is the practical experience remote supervisor. How you can do that, I already told. Then there can be second way that you can get in touch with your manager, current manager, or the HR team. They will connect you with a IFAC qualified line manager, which is a CA or an ACCA member. There are many in EY GDS. You can get those, and then you can sign off for your PER requirement.
Thank you, Harsh. So someone saying if one is an ACCA affiliate and signs their PER, what time can they expect to become an ACCA member?
Okay, so if you're done with your PER requirement, all those 36 months, those 9 performance objectives, all your 13 exams, and your EPSM module, which is Ethics and Professional Skills module, there would be a pop-up on your My ACCA account. ACCA would be giving you a pop-up that, okay, you're ready to apply for the membership. And then there would be a click here button that would be activated for you if you have completed all these requirements. You have to click on that click here button. There would be a small form which you have basically fill in some few details, very basic details, and then you have to click on OK. After doing that, if your all the other requirements, so what can be all other requirements which are not truly mentioned on the website is that, or the portal is that, all your line managers. So if let's take an example, you have worked with two entities during your 36 months of work experience. So those two managers, they have to have uploaded their IFAC qualified organization membership certificate. That photo of the membership certificate should have been uploaded by them on their individual PER supervisor portal. So if that is already uploaded and they have the signed off, they have clicked on an OK button on the PER supervisor tool that they approve the strict liability clause. So if these two requirements, which are not actually mentioned on the ACCA's My ACCA account, but these are two very mandatory requirements. If these two are also done, so then I think you can take an example of 7 to 10 working days, and I think you would be done under 2 weeks time with your ACCA membership.
So I think once you're done with the process, about 15 days is something that you can expect. Okay. Okay. Just, to have a clarification around this, is it better to start your PER after your graduation because the pay is going to be better, or, start immediately so that, you could kind of fulfill this faster? What is your advice?
Uh, so what I would advise is that so a simple clear advice, but this is not a very straight question. There are many other combinations to this questions too, but a very simple advice is that whenever you are ready to handle both your work pressure and your study commitments, that whenever you are ready to handle both of these together without compromising of any of those, you can start your practical experience requirement. Because what I've seen in last 2 3 years, students and ACC affiliates reach out to me that we are working with the organization, our deadlines are quite tight, I've been working for almost 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, and I'm not getting time enough for studying. So that is the case. And then if you're not getting time enough for studying, you're not able to give exams, or you're not able to clear the exams, then what is the point that if you have even cleared the exams, not clear the exams, and you have only gathered experience? Because then you won't be becoming an ACCA member. So your main agenda or main focus should be based upon that. Okay, first I have to clear all the exams. That is my main focus should be. And if I'm able to handle that work pressure or that work commitments along with my study, go with start your PER. If you're not able to do so, if you're okay, I'll first complete my studies, then I'll go with working. It is completely fine, because at the end of the day, what will actually matter is, have you completed all your exams or not? Because that is one of the requirements of becoming an ACCA member. आप सिर्फ एक्सपीरियंस गैदर कर लोगे, आपके एग्जाम्स क्लियर नहीं होंगे, आप एसीसी मेंबर नहीं बन सकते. At the end of the day, that is a requirement. So whenever you are ready to handle both of these things, your study commitments, your work commitments, start with your PER.
Okay. I think yeah, makes sense whenever you can handle both the pressure. Otherwise, focus on your study and then work on your PER. I think that would also be a better step to do. And I think it's okay if it's a little slow, because ultimately, you have to kind of fulfill the requirement. It does not matter how sooner or how later. Uh, Now, someone's saying that I've done 9 months of internship under a CA firm and have done statutory audits of government bank, internal audit of schools and colleges, and has done stock audit of Nestle also. So, should they continue the audit role or should they kind of switch, get more experience? What should they do? Just
So
from your experience.
see, what I've seen is that, so if I can just give you an example. So my current reporting manager, he's a person who holds more than 15 years of experience in internal audit or risk advisory only. So he's an associate director. He's an AD with Deloitte India, and he holds. So he did his articleship of 3 years in internal audit. Then he worked with KPMG for another 5 years in internal audit again. Then PwC for another 3 years in internal audit. Then EY with 4 years. Then internal audit. Then is an associate director with Deloitte India. Another with risk advisory or internal audit to be specific. So what I feel is that if audit is the line which excites you the most, or you wish to deep dive or create more and more expertise for you in the audit area, you can obviously continue with audit. There is no harm in doing audit because audit is so vast. It is so vast that there are multiple areas. Even if you have worked in 100 areas, there can be 1,000 more areas in which you can work into. If you are into audit area, if you have worked in stat audit for 9 months, you or if you have done only internal audit, you can obviously do forensic audit. Then there are forensic investigations. You can obviously diverse your areas only in audit. So if audit is the area which excites you the most and you wish to create your expertise or niche into audit, you can continue working in audit. If you are into like, okay, I wish to explore more, you can obviously switch lines and you can obviously come back to audit. So yeah, it is completely up to you what you wish to do.
I think it's best to figure out your interest and then follow that, because if you're not interested, you will not enjoy your work and you will not like it. So yes, you need to enjoy your work also. So just to answer this, a CA who's giving PER or experience for the first time, will they have to register on ACCA portal? So I have done this process, so I think I can kind of guide you on this. Yes, a CA has to register on the portal, but it's very simple. It's a 2 minutes job. You have to just put in their correct email ID. So they will get an email and with a link. So with the link, they have to just create a user ID password on ACCA portal. And going forward, they can just use the same user ID password on the ACCA portal to kind of see which person has filed as their name under them, and they don't have to pay any fees for this. They just have to kind of go and tick and then say yes, this person has done internship under me, and yes, these objectives have been fulfilled. So it's a simple 2 minutes job. It's not a big hassle for any ACCA or a CA to kind of sign in your PER. Guys, any more questions? We'd be taking up more questions. So, you can drop in your last few questions here. Also, there's one question which says, if an Indian chartered accountant is not holding a member of practice, can they sign off the PER? Because you mentioned that, they need to upload their COP.
Okay, so I mentioned they have to upload their membership certificate. So like I already mentioned that I worked with KPMG India is my first job. My manager was a CA, but because he's a CA who is into the corporate role and who is not into practice role, so that person or that my reporting manager doesn't hold a certificate of practice. So like ma'am is also a chartered accountant, so you have to hold a certificate of practice which is separate from your membership certificate. So the only requirement for ACCA is that you have to just upload their membership certificate. What is a membership certificate? It is basically that certificate which a CA gets when they attend their convocation. So or an ACCA gets when they attend their convocation. So the membership certificate is that. So only ACCA requirement is that you have to upload their membership certificate. There is no requirement that they have to hold a certificate of practice, because obviously you can, if you are working in a job role, if you are working in a corporate sector, that particular line manager won't be holding a certificate of practice because he or she is not into practice. He or she is into a full-time job. So that person would be only holding a membership certificate, no COP. So it is completely fine. A membership certificate would do the job.
Okay. So I think CMA and Indian CA, both of them are kind of valid to sign off your PER. And the process is quite simple, so
Yes.
it's not complicated. And for any kind of guidance around ACCA per, you can reach out to Harsh on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me on my LinkedIn, Megha Bansali, or you can also reach out to me on my website, meghabansaliclasses.com. So all my contact details are given there, and then you can just call me and or message me and get any kind of help that you require. I think we're more or less done with all the questions, and you have quite detailed covered, all the kind requirements, how to kind of fill the per, what kind of experiences they should be gathering. So I think everything was quite, detailed and covered really well. So thanks a lot, Harsh, for helping all our students in, filing their per and giving them a lot of guidance. So
Thank you,
thank you
ma'am.
for
Thank you.
joining in.
Most welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for making time on Sunday morning and joining our session. So hopefully you have made, good, hopefully you have gathered a lot of information and have all your doubts regarding PER being clarified. However, if you still have some queries, you can reach out to me or Harsh on LinkedIn and get your doubts cleared. And wishing you all the very best for your journey, for your examination, for everything that you're doing in life. And thank you, guys.